Look at the where we stand today. If you look into the global debt, the global debt is about 315 odd trillion dollars, almost 100 times India's GDP, right? Out of which 60% is in US dollar. If you talk about corporate bonds, almost 70% of corporate bonds in the world are denominated in US dollar. Almost 90% of all foreign exchange trades in the world have one leg in US dollar. Almost 60% of global reserves are in US dollars. More than 50% of all remittances which happen across the border, whether it's in terms of loans or whether it's in terms of SWIFT transaction, is in US dollar. So the key point is no substitute to US dollar as on today. And importantly, and this is important for the investor point of view, because of such a dominance in terms of the global financial system, it has an unparalleled amount of liquidity and depth. No other currency or a country can come closer to it. This results in lower transaction cost and gives the investor ability to move in and move out. The so-called bid-ask spread, the operational cost is sit out there. So even if you want to invest into local currency, it makes sense for you in current circumstances to invest into US dollar and hedge the currency back in local currencies. You'll make more return. I'll give an example to you. If you look in terms of Silverdale Target Return Fund for February 2029, you make 8.5% return in US dollar terms. If you hedge it back into Singapore dollars, you make 6% return against the Singapore risk-free rate, the government security rate of 1.7%. So you're getting almost 3 times the return by putting into US dollar and hedging back into Singapore dollar. Likewise, if you look in terms of INR, if you're okay with the INR holdings, if you convert that 8.5% into INR terms, it will be between 11 to 12%. Where do you get 11-12% quality return? And as we discussed earlier, you can even be happy to, you will manage in terms of taxation. So the key takeaway is that please don't panic. We have seen the dollar retracing its appreciation. We also understand the dollar could be under pressure given a fiscal deficit. But if you want to take up exposure against local currencies, still it makes sense for you to invest into US dollar and hedge it back into local currencies.